No, absolutely not. And again, everybody thinks this kind of stuff isn't going to happen until it happens. This is the same thing. By the way, a lot of people in like Nazi Germany didn't think it was going to happen, that nobody knew it was going to happen until it was already happening. And then people just...
Mind you, I come from... I live in a place where all your politicians are left-leaning and our most right-wing options are centrist. If not left of it. It's kind of crazy that like our last election actually ended up the way it did, because I don't know, I guess everybody wanted more of the same bullshit.
Just basically accepted it. So that's it, with perhaps finality. Well, I don't know yet. How is anyone okay with calling for the death of anyone? Well, I don't really care too much about that. I was just saying I think...
Hey, just hearing every trade talks coming up is just ending in failure as far as we're aware, so it doesn't look like we're going to be getting along for the next, hopefully, 2-3 years, 4 max, but like, hopefully it should only be 2.
It's against the law, right?
A lot of people are coming to the realization they've made that mistake.
Hey, that's it. But anyway, so what's going to happen is it's going to alienate more and more people. And then once a large enough contingency of people become alienated, then those people will become militant. And when...
I mean, I hope it never gets to that point where, we're actually throwing rocks at each other, but you can't help but see it go in that direction just from how extreme everything has gotten, right?
Enough of those people become militant, and if they're organized enough, they will create a political revolution that will have a tremendously violent, reaction.
I mean, as long as you don't have one of those, like a Red Guard situation or an SS kind of situation, I think we're good. I think our right-wing activists are relatively tame, and the extreme ones, we're pretty quick to shoot down almost.
And I think that's what's going to happen. Clean up streets? Yeah, exactly. You're wrong. It won't take 10 years, 5 years max. We're after in the EU. I don't know how long it's going to take.
I mean, just being branded right-wing is almost like, it's like a stigma on you right away.
I think it could go along. What if there isn't a large enough contingency? I think there is, honestly. I do.
It's funny, because like sometimes they even use the term as if it's like an insult or something. It's like, oh, don't listen to this guy. He has right-wing conservative takes, as if that's supposed to be an insult or something.
And also, I think that I think that you vastly underestimate how absolutely fucking savage people can be. Like, if you go back and you look at history and like what people used to do,
it's probably good I'll never be in a position to run for office.
And like the way that they used to do it, the kind of stuff that we read about in history books is like, it's very bad, but you should see the kind of shit that they used to do in like fucking, ink.
Like the shit they do that they didn't write down. I think that's the one that people should really look out for, because the most horrible shit that has ever happened, nobody's there to write about it. Or if there is, they probably don't want to write about it.
In temples, right? It's insane. That's what's never wrong. And again, I've told you guys that this is going to happen. A lot of people, and I've said this is the reason. Again, when you make reasonable conversation impossible, you make unreasonable outcomes inevitable. And I think that's exactly where we're facing. And I think that's where we're going with, and not we. I mean, that's where Europe is going. This is my armchair opinion, right? I mean, I don't really know this entirely, but I think that's where things are going right now. And so
we're all armchair politicians.
And also, here's the other thing. It's that I think that Trump is a really great example of this. And also,
some people are just, too afraid to open their mouth about it.
Like the anti-woke stuff is a great example of this.
Some people just can't handle the pushback, especially against people that, they're close with. They just don't want that kind of friction, right?
That once people like this have,
which is understandable,
of one victory, it acts as a galvanizing force to just like multiply the amount of people that are actually holding these viewpoints. And you're going to see a lot of people, because this is
like, it sucks that I have to alter my behavior around certain people, but at the same time, I've probably known those people long enough that, I don't see them in a negative light enough for me to, cut them off like that. It's sad, but I have to just navigate my way around that situation. But again, I value the friendship above all else, so it's kind of a weird situation.
There's a component to it I don't think is.
You can call me, I guess, a bit of a what is it called? A fence sitter, a filthy fence sitter. That's the one.
We discussed that's discussed enough is that a lot of people that are at these concerts or whatever, these would be people who would be cheering at Nazi rallies too. These people are just simply going with the flow. They're going with what the popular consensus is. They're going with what the
Oh, that's what this band is definitely doing. They're just capitalizing on the fact that they can make way more money if they if they propose to stand up for a, I guess, if you want to look at it, an underdog of a global situation.
zeitgeist is. And if that was a Nazi flag up there,
Oh yeah, and you do get more money if the supporters are more radical, right?
80 years ago, it would have been their grandfather up there doing the exact
easy as dubs if you have radicals as your audience. Take a look at Hassan.
Same thing. Give me 1 second. Sorry. His statement's valid. Why would anyone call for the death of anyone? Well, I don't really think that, again, the IDF, I don't care about the IDF. What Israel's doing, I don't live in Israel. Why the fuck would I care about Israel? But the point is that calling for that groups of people to be killed and stuff like that, this is violent extremist rhetoric. And I think that if you enter into that realm, you should expect other people to follow you. And the issue is that a lot of the people that enter into that realm, there are other people that if they follow them, it's the same as the U.S. and Iran. Iran is a powerful country, but when the U.S. just wants to nuke them or bomb them with these bunker busters, the war is over in 24 hours.
I mean, they didn't even see those fucking planes coming. They sent a decoy squadron to throw people's attention off in the other direction, and then by the time that people have even noticed that there's it's like a pt.2 is what they're called, I think, is over Iran airspace, the mission's already over. Mission complete.
I don't think people understand the power dynamics of this entirely. And so we'll see.
It's a one-sided deal. It's almost like people forgot the one time that Iran already touched the boats, right? There's a reason Iran doesn't have a navy today.
See what happens. IDF are terrorists. That's fine, but again, I think that and this is the big issue that a lot of people like this have, is that people like you are so ideologically captured by what's right and wrong that you fail to see the basic human primitive survival mechanisms that will come into place. What's right and wrong doesn't matter. Who's dead and alive matters. And that's who decides every single war. Not who's right or wrong, but who's dead. And so that's it. And so
I think he means, but who won?
You can go and make all these explanations of, but that's not fair, and this is hypocritical or whatever, and that's fine. But, again, you're never going to hear those people. History is written by the victors. Yeah, that's it. There is no morality in survival. There's only survival.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when people realize that, you're going to have a tremendous negative reaction with this. And I'm very worried about it too, because I think it's going to be a destabilizing force across the entire.
Sorry, my window's open.
And I think it will be an overall bad thing too. That's generally the way I see about it. My only reaction to this last decade was keyboard warriorism. Well, I mean, not really. Whenever
I'm still at that stage. I've just kind of graduated to a microphone now. That's the only difference.
You have people like this being elected, right? It's keyboard warriorism until they elect somebody like this who actually, decides.
They'll elect somebody who'll actually follow through on the things that they, that the people want, and he will have an endless stream of volunteers to carry out that exact mission.
To tell the people with guns to shoot the people that they don't like, and that's what happens. At a certain point, you have to say that objectively, there has to be a point where even being the victor isn't morally right. Being the victor isn't morally right. That's fine, but I'd rather be immoral than dead.
That's true.
And most people would. That's just all there is to it. Again, like again, this is internet logic, internet ethics. All of these things immediately disappear whenever survival is in consideration. All of these things just are like, you think about like animals, right? Animals will kill each other. They'll kill other animals in their own pack. They'll like just brutalize each other. They'll even eat each other, cannibalize each other. And will they do this if everything is great and things are totally fine? No.
Yep,
But the moment that
true.
things become problematic,
Yep. It's like you have a resource shortage. You're just a fucking bird out in the middle of nowhere. Suddenly there's not enough food, and you have 3 children. So what's going to happen there?
or an issue, they'll immediately start tearing each other apart. And so we're not like, I don't believe human beings are.
And yeah, you do pick out the weakest one and you feed them to the strongest.
Like, I don't believe animals come from the earth and, human beings come from God. I think that we evolved from animals, and I think that we still are animals. And the fact is that we can't, like, you can't get away from that. We romanticize our nature too much? Yeah, I think so. And we saw with the Karen at the Ducks yesterday, they also sexually assault each other. Would you put your survival and life on the line for your family and loved ones? Well, yeah, of course.
Oh, that lady was batshit insane.
I think anybody would do that. Or at least most people would. Wild animals will kill babies. Yeah, they'll just kill babies, and they don't even care. It doesn't.
It's not that they just kill babies. Sometimes they actively target the babies. So it's easy pickings. Why would you not go for the most tender part of the pack?
Even occur to them. And you think that people can't go to that level? They'll instantly go to that level, and then it will be justified historically.
Hey, it's like, yeah, sure, we have the Geneva Convention, but how many things are happening out there in the world every day that are actively like going against those stipulations
of years in the future? That's just the way it is. And so it's people have no idea how bad it can really get. And I feel bad for them because
I don't know if you guys saw that one chatter over there, but yeah, maybe we even kill our own babies when our resources aren't up to par.
I think they're in for a very rude awakening. They're living life in a distortion.
Oh, that's the end of it. Well,
looks like MSNBC.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I mean it's gotten pretty crazy over the last couple of years, and immigration's a big point of contention for a lot of people. And honestly, it's such an easy problem to solve if you just fucking fix the borders. But I don't know what it is. There's definitely some higher power out there that's just like, yeah, let them all in. Let them all the fuck in. Because, they'll vote for us every time because we let them in. Yeah, we are the power structure that allows them to get in easily, so therefore they're going to keep coming in. They're going to keep voting for us, and we're going to be in power forever. And that's upsetting. So, I mean, hopefully things change in maybe a couple of months. Maybe a year or two. But I'm not looking forward to, the developments. But we just gotta adapt, right? Isn't that ultimately what we have to do? It's like if a war does break out, if you're within fighting age, gotta get in there, man. Gotta get in there, and unfortunately, that's just the way of humans. Apparently, gonna throw our sticks and stones at each other, and then find a way to be civil about it until we find another thing to disagree on and start throwing rocks at each other again. The endless cycle. All right, well, like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna react to some more stuff maybe today, tomorrow, or the next few days, and then I'll be going on vacation. Peace.